allowed the two children to have the budget. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, this one not the off in mind, my ego don't come, and in the touchlight every corner, my ego don't come. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, this one not day off in mind, my ego don't come, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, my yegun don't come, my people make you shout, my yegun don't come, Mayegun la wa mo la mo dodododo. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Mayegun la wa mo la mo dodododo. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Mayegun diary, diary politico. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, na he be number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. sọ́ra jù. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Ayé sọ́ra jù. Presido bá rúfin o. Ayé sọ́ra jù.
Hello there, brethren. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun live. Thank you very much for joining me. Remember, I'm sorry for the late start, by the way. So remember, after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description, like the broadcast, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, then share the broadcast to invite your friends, your not so friendly friends, far and near. Tell them to join us. Mayegun today. Mayegun is live. Yeah, no, that's just like the ritual, to get you into it. So thank you once again for joining me on another session or segment on Mayegun's Diary Political, your everyday up-to-date platform when it comes to what is going on in Nigeria, especially. You can actually count on the platform. So thank you to those of you who have been long time, brethren in the Temple of Truth. So let's get to it now. The news that is currently trending is that of the released Kebbi schoolgirls. So according to them now, they have released all of the kidnapped girls from Kebbi school. And like what happened in Eruku, there is no arrest. There is no sort of confrontation. It was more or less like the thiefnubu government regime just went straight to the terrorists and said, please give us those people you take. A lot of people asking for them, give them to us, and they just handed them to them, right? So last night, Onafunugua, thiefnubu's special advisor on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, right, was with Charles on Arise, where they were having conversation about the state of security in Nigeria today. Onafunugua acted as a security, kind of like a security expert, because he attended the supposed thiefnubu's security meeting. So expert Onafunugua was then briefing us on why the terrorists seem to have the free hand. They are everywhere. Because the reason is because the security officials can't really go to them because the security men, including government, they know these terrorists very well. Now, I want to believe that Onafunugua is a textbook, sort of like a definition of what putting the round pegs in the square hole or square pegs in the round holes, right? Which characterized the thiefnubu's regime as slickers who suddenly have to speak on the state of national security in such a pedestrian way that is, if it was just like funny, like a joke, if it is not as much as embarrassing coming from his mouth. Onafunugua told us that thiefnubu's regime knows these terrorists. Because if he says the security guys knows these terrorists, they know them, they know where they are. Isn't that an indictment on them? Because according to them, according to him, he said the reason why they didn't go there to go and, confront these terrorists was because there are civilians around them. Oh, I don't think I'm going to do justice to what he said, because the way I'm going to be saying it will probably sound much better than what he said exactly. So let's start with that before we go to Gumi. Onafunugua defending why the terrorists cannot be cleared out like that, and why the security men couldn't really go and rescue people from their their custody or so, right? Now listen to this. This is thiefnubu's special advisor on Twitter, Instagram, as well as a TikTok. He's a 90 years old. No, sorry. He's actually 80 years. No, maybe 70. But listen.
We've heard that people who've taken these students are likely to be bandits who are likely to ask for a ransom payment. Has any such ransom demand been received?
As far as I know, no.
And no indication of who they are?
Well, I said the security people, they know all the bandits
right.
that operate in that axis. They know them. They know them. So.
What about their location? Is that known as well?
They know. I don't want to be talking about the way they do their work, but I said they know all the gangsters operating along that route.
So why can't they destroy them before they go and attack these places? I don't understand why they have to kind of wait.
Collateral damage. Look, our people are living around where they operate, so you can't just go there. Look, something happened some years ago in I think Borno State. Ran. Even in somewhere, I think Sokoto or so, when the military thought they had the right satellite connection or something, and they went to bomb somewhere, only to find out.
Yes, we heard
they bombed the wrong people.
Yeah.
And they need to be very careful that in the course of chasing these bandits, you don't go and bomb innocent Nigeria.
Yeah, but you just said they know where they are.
I said no. They know where they operate. They know where they operate.
Right. So basically, you don't really have a clue at this stage, and I mean you, not you in particular, but the government in general, about how to deal with this. I mean, that's the way it sounds.
Government has a clue. I said, in the case of Niger, let the school authorities, let them even tell the security people, these are the people missing. So they know they have a picture of what the problem they really want to deal with.
Yeah, but you have a picture. I mean, everybody knows that according to the
school,
to
the Khan chairman, they said,
more than 300
give us
people
the names. Give us the names. They don't want to give us the names. Why? What are they hiding?
Yeah, but what about the people who've been reported to have escaped? I mean,
they didn't escape.
No, what I mean is,
they didn't escape from the bandits.
Who hid away
they
from
were not them. Nobody took them away.
Right, okay.
They ran a escalator and they ran to their parents.
Right, okay. The president says he's approved the redeployment of police from VIPs to the protection of sort of threatened sites. Do you know where they're being sent to, those police that are
it's a matter of details for the police authority to work out. What the president was concerned with is basically that in many, in fact, let me give you an example. One day we traveled from Kano to Dutse, about 2 hours on the very good road. Along that stretch, you only saw one police vehicle. So it means from Kano to Dutse, once you leave Kano and you are facing Dutse, most of the areas there are ungoverned. So no security presence, no police, nothing.
Well, the reason I'm asking you that is because, I mean, I'm wondering where they're being sent to, because we're hearing from people.
Many of our, like Eruku, when that incident happened, how many policemen were in Eruku? I think I landed either 3 or 4. So they could do nothing.
Yeah.
Either 3 or 4. So with 3, in fact, and I land they had, out of the 3 or 4, they had only 1 rifle.
That is bizarre. But that's also, that's a problem of the government.
It's a real problem. So whereas you have our policemen, including anti-riot policemen or something, protecting big men in Nigeria, and they are fully armed. Why can't you send them?
Yeah, but you're saying this as though you're suddenly realizing that this is what has been going. I mean, it's been going on for a long time.
It's because, if you want to fight all these crimes, you really need to have number. And we have number. We have policemen, not even enough, but we have number. Let's even deploy them to areas, vulnerable areas where they're most needed. And that's what government is doing. So we have policemen. I read the paper today, I say about 100,000 policemen are guarding VIPs. 100,000, that will make a lot of difference.
Yeah.
If you share them out to vulnerable areas.
Indeed.
Along that axis of Northwest, if you send them there, they will.
Nuisance Lele.
I don't know how you possibly feel right? If I am in a country governed by the clowns like that, talking about national security, like is just one random street cobbler being interviewed about the state of the security in Nigeria. This was somebody who sat in a room yesterday with thiefnubu and others, the police IG, the DSS director, the NIA director, the chief of army staff, the chief of defense staff, some of their ministers on seat. They sat in a room that was supposed to be for security briefing. You need to actually see the image, by the way, but I'll show you that later. He sat through. So what did he hear? What did they tell thiefnubu? Like, what were the data presented by those security chiefs? Because did you not hear him? He said, from Kano to Duse, the entire area is ungoverned, from somebody who is speaking for president of a country. He is not just a random person. No. He speaks for the president of Nigeria. The one they told you is in charge. thiefnubu is in charge. He knows what he's doing. All the military people are briefing him. They are telling him. Now, that's somebody who sat in the same room for God knows how many minutes or how many hours. He was in the room. He had possibly security. They gave him security clearance to sit in that same room where they were briefing thiefnubu. That's where you get to know that, electing a clown will not make him, crowning a clown will not make him a king. And it will not turn the, it will not turn the place to palace. It's going to just turn the palace to a circus where you have other clowns, court jesters like this, holding positions that they only got simply because they have tribal connection with the guy who is their boss, not because of any real qualification per se. That person is the mouthpiece, so he is the leader of all the people that speaks for thiefnubu. Yeah, that's the guy. Then he's talking about national security, and he just told all of you that truly, if you go from Kano to Duse is in Jigawa, the entire stretch of the road that will take you 2.5 hours is completely ungoverned. What do you think that information means? If the military guys told thiefnubu in the room, maybe the right thing to do is to say, do you know that before now, from Kano to Duse is ungoverned stretch. In the last 6 months, the military has increased patrol in that area. Now you can see regular patrols that people they can travel now. Same Olori Burukus that are telling you that Nigeria is safe and you can travel from anywhere to anywhere. He went on TV and he just told you there, Kano to Duse. That's the only one he mentioned though. Probably he heard that from these soldiers. Then he just told us about Eruku. He said, well, like I said before, right, the security men, they know these terrorists very well. The reason why they didn't want to kill them or clear them out before they kidnap the people is collateral damage. What does that even mean? Collateral damage, is it that you don't want to kill the terrorists who are killing people? Or is it that the people they kidnapped, raped, and put in family ways, right? That you call their wives, their captives, that you call their wives. Are those the collateral damage you're talking about? Is there no military tactic? Is there no security kind of like tactic to take out people like this in your training book at all, Abi? No. He said in Eruku that the entire Eruku area, there were only just 3 policemen. That's somebody who is close to the president. Only 3 policemen. And out of the 3 policemen, they only have 1 gun. 1 gun to protect, area of the communities exposed to these terrorists. And somebody who is close to the president just told you that. So you see those ones who are speaking grammar, you can handle your own issue. Nigeria is a sovereign country. Nigeria is a blah, 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 blah. thiefnubu is kineko. You see, now through these kind of revelations, you get to know what is really going on. Because these guys can contradict themselves in the same video, in the same interview, 10 times without blinking. These are the guys that will lie if they sit like this, right, and you put maybe 20 microphones in front of them for interview, they will lie to each microphone. Legend Laya Muhammad is the legend in that sense, but they are all like that. They will lie to each different lies. They will tell one lie to this one, it will be different to this. The entire 20 microphones will probably grow with buy one, get one free lies from these guys. And they won't blink. You just need to pay attention to what they are saying. Here you get. There is another person who is also thiefnubu's advisor. Yeah, they said that one is SSA on God knows what. He is telling us again in 2025 that it is the farmers' others clashes, not what you call Christian genocide and the rest of that. In 2025, one Olori Buruku will look at you and tell you that the killings of people in Nigeria is farmers' others clashes. Yet, now only farmers and his family and his entire community, they are the only ones dying. But yet, in the clash between farmers and others, it's only the farmers that are dying. Then, what do you call it? How do you clash with somebody in your own home? How do you clash with somebody on your own farm if they were not actually trespassing? But criminals like this and being paid heavily to lie to you could do this easily, even if the people from their own communities are being killed by these terrorists. I've seen it happen. They will still come face to face and boldly and tell you it's not what you think. Here you go. Now listen to this. Where is she? This clown.
I've been reprisal attack. See the book he gave me. The first few lines I will read, if you permit me. It says, this is the massacre of 300 people in 2010. It says, and I read, that they came to a neighboring village in Just East local government where they suspected to have been hosted for a few days before the launch of an attack after sending threat letters informing the villagers affected to get ready for their coming of attacks in revenge to the people they lost during 2008 crisis. That's the reprisal. Why are we not asking critical questions about what exactly happened in 2008? How many of their men were killed? And what led to this reprisal attack? We're not asking critical questions. And why would the Reverend now insisted that now it's a genocide against Christians when a lot of people are being killed? Castle rustling is happening, land grabbing is happening. Call it the name it is. We are facing banditry, we are facing terrorist attack, we are facing Fulani militia in those regions. Let's call it the way it is. And don't let us stigmatize and say, no, it's the Christians that are being killed. I'm a Christian. And from this book he gave me, from the first few lines, you know this was a reprisal attack. And a reprisal attack is not a calculation, you kill two, I kill two. You can kill two, I kill 200. And that has been ongoing in Plateau State for more than 20 decades.
Isn't it a failure of government? Isn't it a failure of government at all levels? At all levels
that we all inherited, that this government inherited. And the state governments also are not doing their own work.
Government is a continuum.
When you look at a statement and you are now trying to stereotype a crisis in a religious dimension without acknowledging other root causes, in every area that you see this crisis across the North Central region, there's something interesting happening. They have mineral resources. Why is it that everywhere you see bandits or terrorists, and we've documented that across the news, they have something? And why is there so much tension in those areas? You're going to Yagba East, Yagba West. And we have also border control issues where, we have a porous border. People are coming in from other countries to attack our people. Why are we not acknowledging those issues?
The case of Kwara State, which falls under your portfolio, for example.
Absolutely.
So the new surge is not a matter of, farmer headers.
It's also part of the...
It is strictly the mineral resources in Kwara State and the terrorists coming from, outside the country. And
outside the country, we have...
Nuisance Lele.
You know what is interesting about all these guys? If you have paid attention, they are actually, talking in the third person. Like, they are not in government. They are just concerned people. If a government official is telling you that, you see, this issue, this problem, there are so many of this problem. Crisis started in 2008, so they did a reprisal in 2011. Or they killed this, and then it's like, if you kill 10, we'll kill 20. If you kill 30, we kill 40. You kill this government official telling you that. Oh. And then we also have the issue of other people coming into our country to come and kill our people. Government official saying that. Oh. Me, I will say it. But when a government official talks to you, it should be telling you that that thing you pointed out are being addressed, or they have been addressed. Not a government official, governor, even thiefnubu and others, coming and telling you as if to say, that was not the reason why they said they wanted the power in the first place. You wanted a job. Nigeria was troubled. Terrorists everywhere. You were all alive. People were killed, kidnapped, communities ransacked, children were shot from going to their schools. All of this happened. Is that not why you wanted the job? So why are you talking in the third person? Like, okay, you want me to go and stop the people from coming to Nigeria to kill Nigerians. What is the job of your border control? What is the job of your military? What is the job of all these guys who are paid to prevent all of that? What are you doing? What have you done? This is how you get to know that a problem persists or will persist if you pay attention to those who are working the problem. They've turned this whole thing into an industry, huge money printing industry. 6 trillion naira budget for defense of Nigeria. 6 trillion naira. Hey, that's a lot of money. Maybe not enough for a country like Nigeria if we look at it generally. And that's something that some of you are also not paying attention to. These criminals, they are managing a concentration camp. That's what Nigeria is. Like a concentration camp, a big for nothing country. That's what they have made Nigeria. In the sense that your population that should have been a blessing is now a burden. A country like South Africa with about 80 million or so population, they, for education alone, they have a budget that is equivalent to over maybe $20 billion for education. They have all the stuff that you can easily look into and say, man, this is investment that can reflect. But when you look at what these guys, in the old problem, or share you get, in this mismanaged wahala, right? These criminals created a problem that they have no intention of ending. So the chunk of your budget, the chunk of the money that should at least still go into either investing in education, building modern schools, well-equipped, get the children back to school, build modern medical facilities, give people medical insurance enough that enough of your population can actually lead an healthy life. Money that should be invested in these areas, despite the nature of the poverty they have, sort of like forced on millions of people in that contraption. They had no intention of lifting anybody out of poverty. So rather, the scarce, supposed little resources from the leftover, of what they have looted, they still have to budget the chunk of it to fight insecurity. But rather than for the insecurity to abate, it keeps like escalating. The more money they pump into it, the bigger the problem becomes. And unfortunately as well, if you have observed in the last decade, the more money they pump into the Nigerian defense, the weaker the Nigerian defense became. Have you ever asked yourself that at all? Have you probably checked the numbers? You've taken a look at the number and ask yourself, like, so Nigeria has actually invested this much on security. Yes, they have. On weapons, yes. Then what happened? Why is Nigeria like this? Why are these terrorists treating Nigerians like this? Like they have no government. That is where corruption comes in. Do you understand? That's where the corruption comes in. So they have no intention of ending it. Rather, they will prefer to manage it the same way they have been managing poverty in Nigeria. Every government that comes in will tell you, I am coming to fight poverty, only for them to leave the people poorer than they met them. So you get. So the terrorism industry in Nigeria is holy. being perpetuated, managed by the ABC. Egbekegbe. Just listen to what they are saying. It is from what they are saying you are going to understand that they had no plan of ending the killings. They have done so well for years to make you feel like it's not as bad as it is being kind of like, presented. Since you can still go to your own parties, you can still organize your Owambe and the rest of that and still like run your things, then why should you join others who are pretty much not maybe affected that much to scream and raise the voice of the victims? So that division in that way, right, is why it has lasted this long. But at the same time, a lot of you are beginning to realize that, hey, it is time to stop lying to yourselves. This could actually be closer than you can imagine. And it is very close than you can imagine too. Anyway, there is this actor. Before we go to Kebbi, we have not gotten to Kebbi yet too. Lion. He has joined others, like other celebrities in Nigeria, to add their voice in condemning the state of insecurity in Nigeria, which has affected or is affecting a lot that many can't even like fathom, right? So here is the Lion. Listen.
Nigeria. The honest truth is, I always try to figure out solutions in my head, and also always try to work out things I feel I can do in my capacity to support the country, support the system, support humanity and all of that. But the honest truth is also seeing like in this case, because especially in recent time, everything don't share anything. And what I have noticed is, when people, because most of these things are politically motivated, when people want to bring down a government, that is when things like this happen. Is the current government doing what they should be doing? I don't think so. Are they doing half or quarter of what they should be doing? Not at all. But they're all the same thing. And those that try to, those who contested and lost, is the same thing. And those moving from one party to the other is the same bunch of people. And the minute they have an agenda and they feel, look, let's disturb the peace of the people again, they create chaos. And personally, I feel that is why all of these things, that's why, because this minute they will announce, oh, they've kidnapped this, the next minute, government will intervene, and then one wants to rescue. But on rescue, did they arrest the, perpetrators? Did they, make any arrest at all? That would never be. I'm a bit of a. Are we going to continue like that? I don't know. What is the solution? I don't know. Everybody will say, oh, get your voter's card and vote. Vote out the people you don't. Who are the people? It's all a bunch of the same people. The same people. It is worrisome. It is worrisome. And all I want to do is, I just want to pray for those who have been affected badly. And I want to also The year is coming to an end. People have plans to travel. People have plans to celebrate. People have plans to rejoice, with family and all. When we move around, I pray that the Almighty God's protection will be upon all of us. I pray that.
Now to on far. Ma okuta to wa nbe ma yoku nbe. Ma sabi bata ban sa ewa.
So yeah, he condemned. He also, in fact, said that the government is practically not doing what they should do, and he got to the point, as most Nigerians would do. They said, "I don't even know the solution." You know the solution. You just probably feel like it is not going to be a popular one. So, if something is not working, if you are witnessing or experiencing a state capture, a lot of you would rather, most of these people you call celebrities, so they would rather not want to be on the bad book or bad side of the guys, of the politicians, because behind the scene, they are mostly expecting, some level of monetary support in the form of a project or partnership and all that kind of funny things that criminal politicians put together to get most of these guys' attention. Sure you get. And he has benefited in that quite. He's such an hardworking person as well that you can say most of them were mostly like a self-made, and you worry that what are they worried about that they can't stand up, because the bad government is also a threat even to their own jobs. You get what I mean now? So that should ordinarily make everybody feel a little bit like, patriotic and speak up and stand up. Not get to a stage that you'll be like, I don't know. I will just pray. I will just pray that God should aim it. That's you. That is you now being hypocritical. Because if people who hijack the power are now messing up the people's lives, it's pretty much a time that you need to put voices together before you become a victim yourself. I've said it before. Nigeria's shege is turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Yesterday's survivors, they are today's victims. That is, you see, today's victims, they survived yesterday. Those of us that survived today, we are the potential victims of tomorrow. And on and on and on and on, our turn is going to come. And nobody, I don't think anybody will really pray to have such violence way of living this world, right? Not even when your government is colluding with them, telling us that they know where they are, but they can't touch them, giving us reasons why we just have to accept this as our new reality. And anything opposite that or different from that is considered as being rebellious. So you need to speak up. Because last, a country run like the way they are running Nigeria will eventually still take everything from you, right? Before it takes your life, right? Now let's go to Kebbi, where it's announced the release of these schoolgirls. A good news, by the way, but the questions remained. What happened to their kidnappers? They are still criminals. What is the parameter used in allowing these murderous terrorists to go? Remember, they killed a teacher, the man that was trying to shield the girls from being taken. So what happened to that? Is that just a deal of, well, it is Matawale that brokered the deal. Matawale is famous for paying terrorists off when he was governor. He's famous as well for being a member of those who are sponsoring terrorism in northern part of Nigeria for mineral resources. So if your government knows that mineral resources is part of the reasons why this terrorism is spreading, who do you think should stop them? Me or you? Me, you, or your government? So children have become fair game in this their blood money business, where Nigerians' blood are being used, right, for their own pleasure. That's the way I see it. So children are not spared. So in from Kebbi, right? Let's go to Kebbi before we go to their National Assembly. There's somebody there, by the way, surprisingly, was talking about these killings. And for your information, we already received that about 11 people were later also kidnapped in that same Kwara where they returned 38 yesterday. And not just that, I have been telling you about the influx of these Fulani terrorists from Katsina to Kanu. Now, Kano State has now recorded its own first Fulani terrorist abduction, where 8 people were kidnapped from a village in Kano, and they've taken them straight to the Katsina forest. We're going to get to that part too, but let's clear that of the children that have now been released by their captors this evening. So first, I think the first should be the girls.
Okay, Bismillah.
My name is Zainab Polo from SS3A.
Okay, student of?
GGCS Smile.
Okay, number 1, Kenanko?
Yes.
You?
Fatma Sanism from SS2A. From GGCS.
Okay, number what?
3.
Okay.
JSS3A.
Okay, you?
Salima Sanism.
Okay.
SS3A.
Number what?
Number 5.
Oh, number 4. You number?
6.
Number 5.
5. SS3A.
Okay, who is the next number?
6.
Okay, your name? The next number? Number what?
Number 7. Najatu Abdullah from SS3.
Okay.
Mariam Elias.
Call your number first. Number what?
Number 8.
Mariam
Elias from SS3A.
Next one.
Number 9. Amina Elias. SS3A.
Number
10. Jamila Elias. SS3A. Number 11.
Number 12. Stand up. Class. Next one. 13. Who is 13? Who is 14?
14. Salima Garba Umar SS3A.
15. Number 16. Okay, 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. Is there another person? Is that just 24 of you?
Yes.
Okay, today's date is 25th
Yes.
of November,
Yes.
and the time now is 10 minutes to 6. So God's willing, you'll be going home free, inshallah. All right, I wish all of you the best. Thank you. All right. Yo no ga wata. Me sunan makarantanku? Maga ko? A wani state? To da dan Allah za ku koma gida lafiya. Yayi kyau. Ai ta godiya ma shugaban kasa da kuma duk jami'an tsaro. Akwai wanda ya rage? Akwai mutum guda da ya rage cikin ku da muka bari? Dukan ku kuna cikin mota? To yayi kyau. Dan Allah ba zai sake faruwa da ku ba ko? Dan Allah ba zai sake faruwa ba ko? In kun je sai ku yi ta addu'a, ubangiji Allah kuma ya kare na gaba. Amin. in Allah da za a komar da ku gaba ɗaya ku haɗe da iyayenku da abokananku da duk wani wanda kuke tare. Madalla, 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 madalla. Yau 25 ko? Yanzu ana neman karfe 6, saura minti 20. To Allah tsare ko? Madalla, madalla.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Ah! Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh, sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you.
If they explain Nigeria to you, and after that explanation, you don't lose your mind, there's a chance that they lied to you. There's no way they will explain Nigeria to you properly and you won't just get so like that. So like I said, the children are fair game in all of this. None of them could actually take a moment and just take a break and be like, what are we doing? Are we mad? In all this madness, why have we failed to protect children? Because like you should know, the terrorism in Nigeria is political. Politicians themselves have said it. Those in government have said it. The problem now is that who has the political will to round up this sponsor of terrorism in Nigeria? Which other positions are those who are sponsoring terrorism and sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria? What other positions are they holding in that contraption that continues to sabotage what should have been the fight against terrorism? I mean, these people have children too, don't they? Eh? I said, there are things you do that at the point you just have to like reflect and be like, what am I doing? Like you talk to yourself and say, what are we doing? Why are they taking children? Where are they keeping these children? In the forest? Like, what are we doing? But no. These people have probably become the devil incarnate themselves. They may appear like you and I, but they are more dark-minded. I mean, so evil-minded in such a kind of like undescribable way. Because you can't really, I mean, if this was, let's say, the United States, for example, once the people revolt and go after them, do you know what will happen when any of these people died or get killed? Your criminal politicians, they will extract their brains to go and study and say, take out the brains of every criminal politician in Nigeria when they die and go on and observe it to the brains of normal people, like everyday people. And let's compare what happened to the minds of the rogues who decides the fate of millions of people. And if they have to die for them to consolidate their reign of power, sure, why not? An evil man is the one that will burn down his country and then rule over the dust or the ashes. That's what I see as these criminal Nigerian politicians. You loot the country, then you sabotage the country again. You loot the country, take the resources, the money, everything outside the country, left the millions of people in abject penury. And yet you still, I mean, you are not satisfied. Then you are burning down the country. Burning it down enough that they are also clinging on to power where elections can't ever be credible. You can't choose your leaders in a credible election because they have made sure of that. Now they have the power, protect us. Is that too much? If you are a father like myself, there's a different feelings to all of this. When you look at children caught up in all of this, I have seen children lined up by these terrorists when they were butchering people. They made the children watch I have seen children, multitude of them, attended what they called peace meeting with terrorists who are wielding all kinds of war weapons. Children as young as 3, 4, all witnessing what's going on. This is their reality. This is their world. Do you ever kind of like think for a moment and say, what do you think the future holds for such a children who are born into these war-torn areas in Nigeria, completely abandoned to the mercy of these terrorists? Do you ever think of that? Thousands of schools have been shut down in northern Nigeria by the government. Because the government allowed it. Oh yeah, we can't, we can't put the children in danger. So we just have to move them somewhere else. But they have nowhere else to move them to. They ended up on the street. They call them out of school children. There is no plan for them other than this fancy English, fancy vocabularies on TV. Children. Now the man that is the #1 suspect anyway, Matawale, famous for, for this kind of a business, was the one who brokered the peace. Now, terrorists who kidnapped these children all this while, feeding them, waiting for government to make them an offer. And when the offer was finally made, there is no single terrorist arrested. Not a single one. So that's what they want to use to convince the Americans that thiefnubu is working. And you also have to give it to them. In this business of kidnapping, ransom, release, and all that goes on in that Nigeria, right? They seem to have pretty much like, they have created jobs for some tailors, because that I can give to them. The terrorists will take maybe 300 school children, right? And then they've negotiated with them and they have released them. Again, no arrest, no anything. Then boom, within maybe 4 or 5 hours, 300 school children who have same uniform made for them by the people that negotiated their release. And they will present them before the media in uniform, clean tie and all that. I'm like, they always have those guys and they say, hey, we have a job for you. We are going to go and bring some children back now. Now get set. We need to make dress for them. And they'll just make dresses for all of them to present them to the media. And after that, they will then release them to their parents. The job is done. So people like us will begin to then ask, is that it? Say, yeah, that's it. There's not going to be any investigation to what happened, like how they got kidnapped. No. It's been settled. We have sorted it. Do you ever ask yourself that, by the way? Right? Like they will just say somebody got kidnapped and that person has been released and that's it. Everybody just go on and wait for another one. There's nothing like they are going after those people who did that. We are going after them and we are going to get them so that they won't do that again. Just like that, yeah, we have released them. The government, we want to thank the president that he's a very good president. He's done a great job by getting these people released. Nigeria should be grateful to the president because the president is a good president, And you're like, God, Damn it. A crime has just been committed. Shouldn't there be people held responsible for that? Oh, now maybe we just leave them. Thank God. Let's thank God that, these things what you are saying is a waste of time, Jari. Let's just thank God that they have released them. Say, really? Do you even care about the psychological effect of being kidnapped? Do you ever think of that at all? And then you feel like you could probably get killed. Or as a child. That's probably to be scared that she was going to be married off. She's never going to see her parents again. Do you ever imagine what that trauma is? Like, they never talk about that. They just do these kidnappings. Then those that will get killed will get killed. They will sell you some stupid stories. And then they will do the rescue. And then that's it. Charles even asked Onafunugua, by the way. We're going to go back to Kebbi, by the way. Hang on. This is what I'm saying right now. Charles asked Onafunugua, but a crime had been committed. Was that like nothing is going to happen to them? Listen to what you had to say.
To say, because I mean, those people killed people. So technically they are, I mean, they should be arrested, tried and prosecuted and face the full wrath of the law.
The first thing that government has to do is to get those people freed.
Right.
And government has achieved its objective. As of next level action, it's left for...
What people are curious to know, because it is not the government who are directly under threat, it's the people. And the people have to know how you go about doing these things in order to shore up their own defense.
I think that's left for the security people to discover. What I know is that they contacted them to release those they have abducted.
And they just acquiesced, did they?
Because they know the consequence of not acquiescing to a government demand, that they should release, let those people go, so that, because they know that the consequence is that the government will come and pummel them.
But does that mean there's some kind of a deal then to say, because I mean, those people killed people, so technically they are, I mean, they should be arrested, tried and prosecuted and face the full wrath of the law.
The first thing that government does...
We just told them to release them because they know the consequences of not doing what the government told them. That's the man they sent to go and speak on this matter. You want to hear the state governor? After they release the girls. Well, I don't know who is more clownish between them, right? But this is the state governor, Kebbi.
You have been rescued, and all of them are in good health. They are on their way coming to the state capital. And let me seize this opportunity on behalf of good people of Kebbi State to thank Mr. President for his concern of Kebbi State. Because since the abduction, Mr. President is off and going to ensure that our guests who have been rescued, and also to seize this opportunity to thank the security agencies, the police, the DSS, the military, the civil defense, and all other security agencies for being alive to their responsibility. They didn't take Mr. President order lightly. And since the abduction, they have been following what is happening professionally to ensure that they need the needful, and they have done the needful. We thank all of them. And also, the family of the abducted student are on their way to bringing Kebbi so that by tomorrow, when the formal handing over took place, We are going to hand the students over to their parents, to unite with their parents, and to go back to their towns and villages. Once more, we thank everybody that put hands, our clerics that spend day and night praying and ensure that our daughters are being rescued. We thank everybody. We thank the security agencies. We thank Mr. President and all our well-wishers and the people that came from all north and corners of this country to come and condole us with the death of the vice principal, the private watchman. We thank all of them. Thank you very much. So, Alhamdulillah min shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Jama'a kamar da aka sani al'ummar jihar Kebbi, yau Allah ya gwada muna yaran mu ɗayan mu 'yan makaranta waɗanda.
You have to say it in Hausa. So there is something about the northern Nigeria which, to me, I actually respect. Okay, and that thing is the kind of like an importance, you know, they put on the language. Okay, so Hausa language is considered to be the kind of like the widest spoken language in Nigeria by many people, according to them. So when you look at their school children, they tend to communicate with them more in Hausa. That some said they even have to teach them some of their subjects. Maybe not everywhere. Like in some places, they have to teach them subjects in Hausa, which is good. You know, if you look at all the religious books, right, they have been interpreted into so many languages, so to say. Rather, when it comes to education, they find that difficult to. Why can't we teach our people, our children, chemistry in Yoruba? Teach them, biology in Yoruba as well, right? And they will still do it. Like you have the Chinese teaching their children science and every other courses like that in their language. It's just a system, and I think people will understand it more. So when I was in secondary school, what really helped me to improve a little bit in my English, and I did well. Writing English, I did well, okay, was because my Yoruba teacher one day called all of us and said, if you are very good in Yoruba, like very, very good, because Yoruba is not also that easy, even though it is what we speak all the time, right? So his name is Mr. OK. Now, he now told all of us, he said, if you are very good in Yoruba generally, right, you will do well in English. And he was right. Surprised. He was right. So back to the story anyway. So I just observed that it's so common in northern Nigeria that the language, that Hausa, is widely spoken even in classrooms, that they don't really see it as something else. That sometimes we from the southern part of Nigeria will be asking, how come these people, these students who are science students can't even speak English? Not because they can't, it is simply because it is much convenient, right, in speaking in their language, which we should all kind of like embrace. Now, again, let's leave that. So here is a House of Assembly, so a National Assembly member, Dogua, who used his own minutes on the floor of their Senate today to lament about the killings. It's from Kanu State, the state that is now about to experience what the states like Katsina and others have been dealing with for a while. So how is Kano going to deal with it? They're not going to come into the Kano city right away. Ask those who are in these communities. For example, like what happened, what happened in a village called, Biresawa village in Tsanyawa. I don't know if I pronounce that right, but Tsanyawa. For those of you from Kano, right? Tsanyawa local government area, it said, right? So a village there had a man who lost, they took his wife, his 2 daughters, and then 5 others. 8 people got kidnapped from that community today, as reported. Now, this guy is from Kanu. He should be in prison for murder, by the way. At least a dead clock would always be right twice in a day. 12 a.m. and 12 noon. A dead clock.
The country is running in blood and tears. You cannot go, the farmers cannot go to farm. Our market, our traders cannot go to market. Worshippers cannot go to mosque, cannot go to churches. Then what are you legislating here? Mr. Speaker, if the government is not prepared to actually do the right thing that will protect the lives and property of our people, I urge on you, I urge on this honorable house, as a house of the people of Nigeria, to stand up to pay the supreme cost. And that is no more than to shut this house down and to call emergency on any legislative issue and wait until the right thing is taken by the government of the day. The responsibility of security, Mr. Speaker, of course, by the constitutional provisions, it is a sole responsibility, more of a sole responsibility to the center. I agree with whoever may say, of course, governors in the sub-nationals are also accountable and they must be held responsible for the security of lives and properties of their people. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that in virtually all of our constituencies, given the opportunity, everyone here can rise to tell you the account of what is happening. Mr. Speaker, it is not religious. Mr. Speaker, it is not even political. This fight and this menace of insecurity in Nigeria is something that does not have any identification of one's party or one's religion or one's tribe whatsoever. It is a calculated attempt to demoralize Nigerian state. And if care is not taken, Mr. Speaker, even for those of us who take politics more seriously, we'll have a very big question to answer at the end, because it is like this unnecessary insecurity going on. This is a high level of conspiracy targeting our political processes. As we are approaching 2027, Mr. Speaker, we will all be expected to have a peaceful conduct of our polls. How do you have that if our communities, local communities, are plunged into crisis, into banditry, into kidnappings in the churches, in the mosque, even down in the oil producing area, which is our economic live wire? Production of oil, crude oil, is being unfortunately undermined by militia groups. So it is like a collective thing that we must put our hands on deck and call whoever is responsible, sir, to order. Order, order, and order. And this house must not take for granted that we are not part of the government. If the government is wanting, this institution of the legislature is a component of the government itself. We have to look inward to ourselves and see what more of oversight functions, like some members have said, are we going to make? Are we going to provide? Mr. Speaker, we can even declare legislative emergency. Close the house, shut it up. Who are you legislating for? What laws are you making when the country is running in blood? The country is running in blood and tears. You cannot go, the farmers cannot go to farm. Our market, our traders cannot go to market. Worshippers cannot go to mosque, cannot go to churches. Then what are you legislating here? Mr. Speaker, if the government is not prepared to actually do the right thing that will protect the lives and property of our people, I urge on you, I urge on this honorable house, as a house of the people of Nigeria, to stand up to pay the supreme cost. And that is no more than to shut this house down and to call emergency on any legislative issue and wait until the right thing is taken by the government of the day. Mr. Speaker, I also want to believe we are equally responsible. We should also go down to our constituencies and lead civil organizations, like the civil vigilante. Let's go and reorganize our vigilante groups. We take commands and take charges of such civil organizations to see how we can salvage and protect our country, Nigeria. What is happening today, Mr. Speaker, is not just to call for mere security or an average performance of security agencies. What we expect of Nigerian government, no more, no less, my speaker, is to have absolute security. It's for us to have absolute safety. Mr. Speaker, Nigeria must have absolute protection of the lives and property of our own people. This is my take, Mr. Speaker. And I also want to use the opportunity to tell you that my immediate constituency, which is enclaved at the southern part of my state, Kanu, is also undergoing serious danger, because in the constituency we have what we call the huge Polgore Game Reserve, lying in between Kaduna State, Plateau State, Bauchi State, through Ningi and Bura, Mr. Speaker, and also contacting some part of Jigawa State to the axis of Turkey. This place used to be a tourist attraction. Many people coming, including tourists from abroad. But because of the dilapidating security situation in my state, Mr. Speaker, today, abduction and kidnappings, not only in the forest, in our homes, has become a daily affair, a daily occurrence. Just like what the pharmacist may prescribe to you in the hospital to ask you to take Panadol once in the day, in the morning, one in the afternoon, and another one in the evening. That is how kidnapping is so prevalent in my federal constituency. This place that used to be an attraction for tourists, it has now become like an extension of the Sambiza forest in Borno State. So we have to definitely do something. Mr. Speaker, I may not have enough time to continue my submissions, but I want to thank you so much for giving our members this opportunity to speak. And I also want to urge members to continue in the spirit we have started. I have not seen anybody here speaking as a southern member of the House of Reps. I have not seen anyone here speaking as a northern member of the House of Reps. I am the leader of the Northern Caucus, Northern Regional Caucus. I am also not speaking as a member representing the northern part of this country. The security challenges that we are facing is a colossal one, it's a collective one that has to do with the Nigerian nation. And we must step up to that expectation and deal with this matter once and for all. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you, and I want to thank honorable members for listening to me. And I also want to further tell you that I have not lost my hope in the renewed hope agenda. I'm still a proud member of the APC.
No, we
Thank
can
you,
see
and
it
God
from your
bless you.
cap. I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving. People should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the knockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger. Because some people will be at indoor. There's no way to make.
Thank you, Prof. So that was Onanuga, passionately appealing to his colleagues that something has to be done. But because he was just being performative, he was performing for you. If they were serious, by now, the members of thiefnubu's party, the APC, in the National Assembly, they would have, at least by now, be moving for the invitation of thiefnubu himself. If he's not going to do his, cut and join recorded speech, he should come to the National Assembly and answer some questions as your commander-in-chief. But that would be like inviting the deity to come and answer to his supposed, subordinate, Adinko. So they are just being performative. Who is he addressing? What if you like shut down the National Assembly? What is that going to change? It is this time, like people have been requesting, by the way, that if Nigeria National Assembly is actually serious, all these areas where people are being killed, displaced, where people are being kidnapped, all of them have representatives at their National Assembly in Nigeria. apart from putting up a show performance like that, there's nothing substantial, I mean, no substance in any other thing they are doing, just for the camera. Because if you really want to deal with the problem by now, you should have opened a public inquiry into the killings and kidnappings in Nigeria. And if you have to do, because if they have to do that, like America did, they will need to mention those who are killing people. Yeah, they would have to identify those who are killing us, kidnapping us. They would have to call them their names. They won't call them bandits. Because when they start speaking to the victims, the survivors, the victims are going to tell the public inquiry that those who attacked them, they were Fulani terrorists, or they were Islamic jihadists, Boko Haram. They will tell you, they will give you the exact description of those who have been killing them, and you would have to publicly document that. They don't want to do that. No, they don't want to. Last night, there was a bit of a scare when school children in their school started what they call the display of panic, simply because they heard that some men were passing their area and they were Fulani terrorists. This was in Borno, not even, so they suspected them that they must be probably terrorists who are coming to kidnap school children. Because at the scene of work where this happened, according to their supposed commissioner from the state, they said some men were jumping into the compound of the school, and the students, scared, believed that maybe they were terrorists coming to kidnap them. So that created a pandemonium. His own house is not far from there, so he had to quickly jump out and go see what happened. I don't know if I should believe him, but there's no record of anybody being kidnapped in Borno State, not last night, except this, which was considered as a false alarm.
It was at exactly about 7:30 where I received a distress call that there's commotion in this school. So my house is just some minutes away. We drove in and we discovered a number of girls outside. So upon inquiry, they said they saw some male guys, unknown guys, jumping into the school. So naturally, the instinct as a teacher kicked. I said, let us go and show me where the place is. When we went, there was nothing. It is just a rumor that created panic and created pandemonium. So immediately the Nigerian police and the Nigerian security team responded. When they came in, the whole area was checked, cordoned, and there was nothing. It's just a kind of false information that led to pandemonium.
It is our responsibility to ensure the safety of school. We have the Deputy Commissioner of Police Operation, who is currently on ground, ensuring that the security architecture of this school is properly placed. And we have the coordinator for the Safer School, who is also here in ensuring that every personnel are deployed at strategic locations to ensure the safety not only for this school, but for other schools who are around the state entirely.
Because that's the reality of people now. I even saw children running away from their school in Delta State yesterday because they heard the rumor that the Fulanis are coming. This is the reality of so many children now in Nigeria, and as a government, as a country, which includes those who are like the leaders of thought or the elder statesmen, they should be concerned. They should really, really, really be concerned. Here you get. Yeah. Because that's the people's reality now, unfortunately. in Nasarawa, where a crusade was organized, and it was put on social media. When it was time, or let me say, during the crusade, later that evening, they got chased away again by the suspected Fulani terrorists. It's on record.
Yeah. You're my shepherd, oh. You're my shepherd, oh. We are ready. Lead us to the bandits. We go arrest them, oh. Today. I'll be bandit, oh. Now evangelist video. We came for a crusade here, live in Africa, in Nasarawa State. And live as I'm talking to you, you can see Okra in the village. The confused headsmen invaded someone that was coming back from the farm. Just
we came in for a crusade in this community today. Look at what it means.
Okra, as you can see, and you can see the youth, everybody that unrest just for the sake of Hitler, right here in Nasarawa State. A serious program in this community. Yeah.
The moment they heard that, the Fulani terrorists are coming, everybody started running away. So they dispersed right away. For some, that's unacceptable. Of course, it is unacceptable. But for others, it's like, is that actually really happening? Yeah, you just saw it. It's happening. Yeah, Northern Nigeria is a place we have been told the real Christians are. Because, they say Christianity is about, a lot of things, including tribulation and all of that stuff, right? That test your faith, where people actually challenges you, targeted you because of your faith, and you stand firm and you're ready to die. Is that place where your Christianity or your religion get tested. And you just need to speak to some people who actually and mind you, some said it was really never that bad until things started changing when Bokwari became your president, and this Fulani terrorists kind of had that chance, the privilege of advancing unchecked. They've got the immunity from arrest. So things changed drastically from then on. So if you're from there, you should be able to relate, right? And that is why this lady, the wife of a soldier, again, this was the lady who reminded us of how the country seemed to have forgotten the way the soldiers who are being killed by these terrorists are treated by the government and their families. How do you think their families are also possibly living in a situation like this, where some of them have no idea if they are not going to see their loved ones again, right? Remember that lady? She did another video. This time, it's an extended one. Please watch.
The unfortunate thing is that cowards like you that have never had the guts to speak up for anything will be the first to make assumptions. Do you know what it means for a brigadier, not just a brigadier, a commander? This man had different armory at his disposal. This man had a fleet of soldiers and could still end up like this. My dear, I am speaking up for the soldiers. Because if their leaders can be disgraced, can be finished, can be executed, because this was an execution. This was not just a slap to the Nigerian army, but the entire country. Do you know how many times, since all these insurgencies started, how many times they have had their hands on commanders? Do you know how many times? This is the second time in history. And sitting on the ground was showing Nigerians that you people are nothing to us. Was belittling enough at his final moments to prove a point. If they can do that to a commander that have fleets, that have guns, that have the backing of the army, how much more another rank? Yes, other ranks have been dying. If you want to talk about it, how many you want to talk? Because as you are making a video now, or as you are talking about, another person is falling. So how many do you want to talk about? Sometimes we did talk, but they were not famous enough for the video for people to see the video, for people to sympathize with them. So excuse me for feeling helpless that if a brick gen can be disgraced like this, they did it, they were the one that even posted it for Nigerians to see. It was a slap, not to just the military, but the entire country, telling us how powerless we are. So forgive me for feeling helpless that if a military general can be disgraced like this, then what is the hope for the other ranks remaining? What's the hope? People saying, tell your husband to retire. It is easy like that. You think some of us have that privilege to just up and leave? Just go and educate yourself. Go on Google and ask questions. Moreover, if he retires, the funny thing is that the people saying these things, most of you are still in this country. Who will come fight? I'm not saying I'm ready to sacrifice my husband for people to live. No. But if you're advising every officer, every soldier to retire, are you saying that we should just hand over the country and give the bandits? Then all of us will now leave. Let them have peace. What are you saying? I don't understand. Or are you saying that if these men, they leave, they force, when I go pick up the gun, do the fight? This is not what they need to hear. This is not what they need to know, that they have the support of the citizens that are dying for. They need to hear you encourage them. That is what they need at this time. You need to increase their morale. Not for you to break it down. Don't you think they have doubts? Them themselves get doubts. But they still stand on order. Most of them agree because they know they live, their uncles in the village, their aunties, their families. If then they run, if you pack all those people run, if you pay flight for 15 people, if you pay flight for your generation to follow you. So sometimes the only choice you have is just to stand and fight. Fight because if you succeed, run. You fit carry your wife and children follow body. You fit. So sometimes you need to fight because bandits don't they get morale, go online, they ask for lion and roses. And nothing is going on, nothing is happening. Funny thing is, we still think this is a religious fight. Share the girls where they kidnap, now Christians. Say most of the soldiers where they buy, now Christian, now all of them are Christians. Oh God, this thing don't live religious fight. Nigeria is a war zone at this point. Somebody said in the comment section, citizens have been dying. It's the same military that they sent to kill them. See, you don't understand. Say now they pick the bad government. It's the people you put in power that will tell them what to do. So the problem is not with the military, it's with the people that voted those people or magu them into power. If a citizen dies, they look at the protector, the last form of defense, which is supposed to be the military. When that last form of defense is being picked up one by one, hundreds by hundred, till they can reach the top of the food chain and pick them, who do the citizens run to? Is it our celebrities that are waiting for foreign bodies to talk about issues where concern them? They are waiting for foreign celebrity to first make comments about your own country people that those celebrities will go run to? Or is it the same politicians that are currently in turmoil? Some of them are speaking out now in the assemblies, telling us how we have failed. They are admitting it, admitting defeat. See, now they won't run to. I've been our pastors where they're busy, they pray, while they are using security to go to church. While the front of their car, now policemen sit down there, escort police. Some of them have gone to hire private security. I've been at those religious leaders we won't run to, that the best they can do is to pray for us while they use our offerings to hire security. I've been now we won't run to ourselves as Nigerians, we won't run to. We'll be saying the next 1 week tops, this matter everybody go forget, go back in business like nothing happened till the next person fall. Now ourselves we won't depend on. When we say the minute they bite another celebrity for plane or person papa in marriage start to misbehave, we will leave news, start to focus on that one. We dey easily cash cruise. Forget say the pot where you dey inside, thinking say firewood no dey. They don't buy gas, they burn you alive. As Nigerians say, You know, if you travel for road again, flight money don't go up because they know. Say we no fit risk am go by road. Hunger don't make people they do wetin they know they proud of. People have become inhumane just to survive. I saw a video that went viral of a soldier that was on a battlefront crying because in Atiman that they were fighting with, they just gunned him down, and the commander was trying to ginger him, stop crying and fight, let them revenge his friend. So if citizens they cry, our protectors they cry. Nigeria. God I beg.
Tiagasa, they tiagas him. He fell, he fainted, he passed out. He passed out. 70 years old man. But when their people came, Tiaga.
Lady, I think I actually really feels our pain, and it is actually what she didn't say that seems to be louder than what she said. You know, when you say everything, then you get to a stage that you're like, God, I don't know what to say anymore. Because it's like, this is hopeless. Well, the Nigeria's Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kanu, has made a proposal. It is time for thiefnubu and the military to stop this amnesty for terrorists called Operation Safe Corridor, and some other things he added. Now listen. Listen to this.
Ban on structured amnesty negotiation and ransom payment by any government entity. Mandate.
Did you hear that? We must ban any unstructured amnesty program and ransom payments by some state government established. That Bokwari put in place what he called Operation Safe Corridor for the terrorists, repentant terrorists, according to them, to evade justice by holding the Quran and say they won't do it again. No justice, no nothing. And according to them, thousands of these hardened Islamic terrorists have been graduated, they have been freed by that program. There is no law that backs that. So for 7 years, Bokwari released uncharged terrorists, unprocessed terrorists back into the society that they couldn't tell you where they are or where they went. So rather for the terrorism to abate, to reduce, it has gone wild now, as you can tell. thiefnubu came in. He continued the program illegally. There is no law that backed it. There is no National Assembly Act or National Assembly legislation that backed it. So somebody is admitting it now. State governments in Nigeria, because of this Operation Safe Corridor, they implemented the same in their state, which they used in funding these murderous terrorists. According to them, it's a non-kinetic approach. It's a way to, to obtain peace, while hundreds, if not thousands, of abandoned communities remained abandoned, while the real indigenous owners have been abandoned in different refugee camps across the northern Nigeria. So now, at their own National Assembly, the Deputy Speaker is now putting it before the Assembly and say, an unstructured one means illegal amnesty. When Yaradua wanted to give the amnesty to the people of the terrorists of Niger Delta then, what did he do? He approached the National Assembly, then announced this amnesty program. National Assembly legislated on it. What is it going to be all about? What will be the conditions, this, that? And once it got approved, it is what got so many of these former Niger Delta fighters educated today. Some of them got educated outside Nigeria. Many of them got educated outside Nigeria. Others who had no means of getting education, right, ended up being pipeline security. Like others are just collecting money. It is, I don't know other places, so it is only in Niger Delta that you have at least more than 100,000 people who are collecting monthly salaries from Nigeria since the day of Yaradua. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, it's called amnesty this, but I just don't know if probably they have looted the money. But the point I'm making here is this. The government of Nigeria, the government of APC, enabled the regrouping, the rearming, and the power that these terrorists now wield by illegitimately releasing unprocessed, uncharged terrorists back into the society because they held onto a Quran that they won't do it again. But they went on to do it. Let Kanu finish.
Ban on structured amnesty negotiation and ransom payment by any government entity. Mandate criminal justice enforcement over expediency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, despite strong anti-kidnapping laws like life imprisonment, death penalty for kidnapping, the practice continues because it is alleged that government entities negotiate with bandits and pay ransom. That is one of the things that the House must investigate. Security analysts confirm that amnesty deals and peace negotiation, they legitimize violence. They embolden armed group and undermine rule of law. Documented pattern across Zamfara, Katsina, Sokoto shows stage ceremonies where captives are released and rusty weapons surrendered, followed by rapid restoration or resumption of violence. What then is the legislative solution on that? The legislative solution required there is to ban unstructured amnesty negotiation and ransom payment by any government entity. Mandate criminal justice enforcement over expediency. Number 2 on that list is police funding crisis. Mr. Speaker, the Nigerian police force suffers from the following. Number 1, low budgetary allocation with incomplete and late disbursement. Number 2 is unaccounted state government and private donation creating corruption channels. Number 3 is no transparent auditing mechanism. And this is not starting with this administration, it has been there before now. So what is the impact of this? The impact of this is that operational paralysis is observed, inability to plan effectively is observed, and perpetuation of inefficiency is also recorded. What then is the legislative solution? Because for every problem, there must be a solution. The legislative solution here is to mandate sustained, predictable funding, require rigorous record keeping, and audit all Nigerian police force fund, including donation. The number 3 is centralized policing model failure. Federal-only policing model cannot meet diverse localized security needs of 36 states and 774 local governments, Mr. Speaker. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Whether we call it state police, whether we call it community police, whether we call it local government police, the need to decentralize has become very necessary. Some argue for the amendment of Section 214 of the Constitution and the second schedule. Some say leave it as it is. Whatever it is important.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
I always need to remind you, sometimes when you hear them speak like, oh, he speaks intelligently. No, don't get deceived. In February 2024, that was last year, thiefnubu announced the local government autonomy, meaning every local government in Nigeria should receive their own allocation directly from the government, like others. Because presently, whenever the federal government share their allocations, they will give the states their own. Then they will give the state the local government money as well. And the state governors, who always use the local government allocation as their piggy bank, so they spend it the way they wish. When you now visit all of these local government areas across the country, then you begin to wonder, what the hell is going on? So thiefnubu announced, his Minister of Injustice said, oh yeah, from February now, we're going to start paying the local government their money directly. Up to this moment, Shengbai have not been paid to any local government area by thiefnubu, except Osun, where thiefnubu asked the APC supposed elected local government chairman who have been kicked out by Ajogba Trophy, Governor De Jackson. So he kicked them out. So thiefnubu seized the local government allocation to Osun State, right? And then called this out of office local government chairman, which another court said they should be returned back to office. But Ajogba Trophy won't let them come back. So because he's appealed, he's going to Supreme Court. So thiefnubu took the local government allocation of Osun State and he called this this local government chairman to send their account numbers to receive local government allocations. I don't have update on that, by the way, but I believe that he actually wanted to pay the money to the bank account of this APC chairman from Osun State. Local government money. True story. Apart from that, there is no single local government in Nigeria that has received their own allocation directly from thiefnubu. But guess what? They are going to write it as his achievement in your 2027. They will say thiefnubu has. And back to this nuisance, Benjamin Kalu. Currently, right, thiefnubu is believed to have submitted, I do not have proof, by the way, but I just eavesdropped this somewhere, okay? So thiefnubu himself kind of like forwarded a bill called State Police Bill to the National Assembly in their ongoing constitutional amendments. So the northern Nigeria and some states are opposing to state police in private, but in public they will speak about it like, oh yeah. But where the decision is to be made is inside the National Assembly. So Benjamin Kalu should probably be aware of that. Writing that as part of his own solution to curbing this increasing insecurity or terrorism, right, is just, playing it to the gallery, put it that way. They know what they are doing. So they won't. Because some of them said that the state governors will be controlling this state police and they will just be their own mini military to oppress their own opposition and all other nonsense that they have been spewing. In Nigeria today, getting the gun license, there's been a ban on it for over 2 years now. thiefnubu is the only person authorized by law to sign can you even imagine that? Right? thiefnubu is the only one authorized to sign your gun license. So why can't thiefnubu just say, you know what, I'm going to lift what we call the ban on the gun license. So every Nigerian who is ready to get his own background checked, and for the first time, for God's sake, like they should do their real job, because Baba, no be person where they ride Okada won't go buy AK-47. No. We all know that it's not that cheap, right? So those of you who have the capacity to, and in fact, a community could pull resources together and buy some of these, some of these automatic rifles for their own security guards. So you get like their own vigilantes. All it's going to take is just to make sure that it is licensed, background check and the rest of that. But that won't mean that all of us will just go to the market and pick up a gun. No, you go to jail. You can't just go, you don't even know you can't just go and buy any gun. If the government really want to really do this, so people can defend their own communities, defend themselves, but no. The likes of Gumi won't let that happen, because that is going to be like you asking millions of Nigerians from all over the place they are to become an instant ready-made army. Now that is going to defeat whatever jihadist agenda or campaign that they are pushing. Sure you get. So it's a no-no. They're going to tell you that, oh, you know what? If they should allow people to go and get gun now, Nigerians will be killing themselves. Nigerians are killing themselves right now, and you have more guns. Can you even believe that? You have more guns than your population right now in Nigeria. So ask yourself, how did you even get to that? So them telling you that if they give you right to have gun, then it's going to become, no. It is their own way to keep telling you that they are comfortable as you are not armed. Because if you are armed and things continue like this, you will turn the gun, not on the terrorist. You're going to turn it on the terrorist sponsor. And who are the terrorist sponsor? Those in your government. So when they bring out their soldiers, when they bring out their police, you will bring out your own weapons. And you that is carrying weapon, you are always going to kind of like a gear up too. You're not going to wear a t-shirt and be carrying a gun like that. No. And see, one thing about force for force is that you will be respected, like what you have in America. America is the only country in the whole world who have millions, over 100 million available soldiers. So that is why, if you think, oh, the reason why America is so powerful is because America have all these weapons, they have all this and that. No, that is not what makes America powerful. What made America powerful, is the Americans and their First Amendment right, which actually gives them the right to even fight oppression when their own government becomes like a real dictator, whereby soldiers are coming out, like what you witness in Nigeria. You are having a protest, and the next day they are shooting you on the street. Americans will fight their own government because they have the ready-made army, hundred millions of them. So that is what the criminal politicians in Nigeria are afraid of. Because once many of you are indeed licensed to to have your own weapon, it simply means if things goes to the south, right? Nigerian police, Nigerian military, they will have millions of armed Nigerians to resist what they have been so used to for so long. So don't let them tell you that it's because they don't want you to be using guns to kill yourselves. Where did all these people who are having all these guns, killing people all over the place, all these cultists, you think they have licensed guns? Of course they don't have licensed guns, right? All the criminals, Fulani terrorists and the rest of them who are wielding all these weapons, do you think they gave them license to carry them? No. But you, a legitimate citizen, you are denying that opportunity. But they made you believe that it's because they don't want you to turn the guns on yourselves. That's not why. It's because they don't want you to turn the gun on the terrorist sponsors who happen to be the criminal politicians in your government. If not, why is this guy still working? Gumi's agenda to Ibadan a few days ago seems to be playing out very well now. Gumi was on channels this afternoon, right? And they were talking about, again, he's always got that airtime in Nigeria to come and explain his advocacy for the terrorists in Nigeria. So according to Gumi, Gumi is now pushing the ideology that the Muslims in southern part of Nigeria have been persecuted, and they have been persecuted for so long that nobody is talking about it. But they are talking about the Christians being persecuted in the north. Meanwhile, the Muslims in Nigeria, the Muslims in southern Nigeria, they have been going through a lot. Nobody is talking about that. So instead of we should not let anybody use religion to divide us. What are you talking about, mate? Like, Muslims in southern Nigeria, Muslims in Yoruba land are being persecuted because of their religion. Like, what are you talking about? That was his purpose. For those who brought him to Ibadan, I hope you are watching this.
This is the worst place for a Christian in the world, and the Christians are persecuted. If you plead the issue, and let's talk about the Muslims. So when you see the situation of Muslims, especially in Southeast, even in the South, even in Southwest, even in South where Muslims seems to be majority, there's a sort of persecution and suppression. So you see, and even in the North, when you see a lot of Muslims killed in their house and homes by these bandits, you can say then is the worst place for a person to be a Muslim in Nigeria. The same thing. It's a mirror image. But the issue is not that. The issue is that we have a clash that has that has gone bad. Well, how can we, as Nigerians, come together and cure it? We foreigners cannot cure our problem. They cannot even understand what is happening. You know. So when people see this conflict and make it a religious conflict, we just laugh because they lack the intelligence and the wisdom to tackle this problem. You see what happened in Benue, Plateau State, or in Southern Kaduna, or whatever thing. Yes, it's the same thing that is happening in Katsina, the same thing happening in Zamfara. The only difference is that here, the divide is between two different ethnic groups, but there is between herders and those who are sedentary. I won't say even Fulani Hausa, because you hardly see a Hausa man without a Fulani blood, or a Fulani without a Hausa blood. In fact, when you go to the bush, they're all speaking Hausa. They have turned into Hausas. So the only problem we have is there are fault lines where there are ethnic tribes that are indigenous in an area, and they are settlers, and they fight over resources. Then how do we stop this bloodshed? Is to go there and see how we can amicably reconcile between them. You have a lot of Igbos, despite the agitation for a Biafran state. You have them in Abuja, you have them in Kaduna, you have them in Kano, everywhere doing their business fine. And the population are very happy with what they are providing the service. And you have houses everywhere. You go to Agege, you go to here in Lagos, you go to Ibadan, houses everywhere. Yorubas, you go to Maiduguri, doing their business. We Nigerians, we are united. Just go to the market. That's where you know there's unity between Nigerians. And we share the same military, we share the same police, we share the same politics. So I don't know what animosity. Why do we want a narrative that will give a foreigner that has once colonized us, in a sense, because all their origin is from one place, we know it. They went to America, colonized it, and Australia and other areas. So now, how can we give them a Nigeria on the platter of gold?
Ashiri Dani, but Nigeria is its own stage. Gumi. Yorubas, the Muslims are in majority in Yoruba land. Do you see that dog whistle? Is this issue that we are talking about, does it have anything to do with how the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Hausas, and other tribes are coexisting, trade, live together, working together, and in wherever places they found themselves? Is that what we are talking about? We are talking about terrorists, Fulani terrorists in the forest, kidnapping and killing people. So if you agree that they are killing Muslims, they are killing Christians, they are killing Hausas, they are killing, you sure you get now? So then why are you trying to make us feel like it is our business to reconcile with them? Did you hear when he said reconcile with them? Like, kini mo fẹ́ sọ pé mo gbà lọ́wọ́ Fulani, ti fẹ́ ṣe reconciliation pẹ̀lú Fulani. How? As how now? I am an Ijebu man. So, what in this world Would you say I did to a Fulani from Niger, Chad, Futa Gallon, Futa, what do you call it, Futa Sorrow, Futa Sadness, all these places from where they come from? We don't have anything in common. Why are you going to, why it's emotional to reconcile before I can have peace in Nijebu? So if I now say no, I don't want to reconcile with them. I want them out of my place. I want them out of my space. I want to be able to go to my farm. I don't want to get kidnapped. So what are you talking about? That some people want to divide us. Who are the us? As in Kilonja us. Kini us between us. Like, do we even have any us at all? But because I am part of Nigeria, so I'm going to have to share in this mystery. Therefore, I have to go and reconcile with my murderer and beg them and hope. And I will keep reminding you that, see, we have spoken about amnesty for terrorists. What do you call it? Repentant terrorists, Operation Safe Corridor, and all that nonsense. None of this has helped Nigeria to enjoy peace. None of them. They have released thousands, tens of thousands of these murderous terrorists. They told us they rehabilitate them. They pass through a program and all of that. But none of that is reflecting generally in Nigeria. The security situation keeps getting worse. And somebody is still telling you that we just need to go and negotiate with them. Who are we going to negotiate with? Go. They have been doing peace meeting in Katsina. Gumi has been meeting with them for the past 6 years. If my memory is still sharp. He has been publicly showing his confraternity or what have you with these terrorists. He has been trying to convince us for years. It has yielded no positive result. So when is he going to stop? So now he's saying that in the course of this advocacy for amnesty and all of that, right? So Nnamdi Kanu can also be freed. He actually used his mouth to call Nnamdi Kanu's name. This man, he said, you see, if Nnamdi Kanu can apologize and then renounce Biafra, practically saying that Nnamdi Kanu should drop Biafra, and yeah, they can discuss his release. Kai. Nigeria is a real place, so I tell you. Anyway, let's add that.
The question is, let's look at the perpetrators, which you advocate for. Allow me to use the word. Do you think we should even be having a conversation with them, especially those who are killing and driving a genocidal agenda? We can maybe have a conversation around economic conversation.
Okay, first, I'm not advocating for them. I'm advocating for Nigeria so that we see how we can tackle this menace. Let me tell you, just now, children are kidnapped in Kebbi State. Then there's in Kwara. Then there's in this place. Bauchi is afraid. Yet, with such number of outlaws that can disorganize Nigeria, and you want a military that is trained to fight a guerrilla war, which even America could not even succeed in Afghanistan. Even Israel cannot succeed in a small strip of land. A guerrilla war, our army is not designed for a guerrilla war. No army is designed for that. This kind of people we are showing now. No army is designed for it. So since we have people that are ready to put down their arms, then why do you always decide it has to be kinetic? Let me give you, for example, now this Kanu that was imprisoned for terrorism, for agitating that our soldiers should be killed. If the same Kanu now will show remorse and also call for peace, honestly, I will be in the forefront in calling for his pardoning and amnesty for him. Look, Shagari, our president, we are from the same, actually, town, or in fact, related with Shagari. He gave amnesty to Ojuku. Look at Omar Eradua. He gave amnesty to the military
Together, issue renounce is agitation and then sue for peace. What do you think the kind of peace that Gumi is looking for Nnamdi Kanu to stop talking about Biafra? Because according to Gumi, the Fulani terrorists are better than the IPOB. Same thing that El Rufaya said. And how is that? According to him, the Fulani terrorists are kidnapping children. When you talk to them, they will release them, they collect money. They are just like that. But Nnamdi Kanu is asking to break up Nigeria. We can't let that happen. So, answer me. Sorry, now tell me. If not because of how the foundation of this country was pretty much put in place, what in this world will be the business of a man from Zamfara, then grew up in Kaduna, a Fulani man, saying we can't let the Igbos have their own country? In what world do you really think that is possible, if not because of this contraption they put together? In what world? But that's where we found ourselves. Yeah. He's never been invited. He's never been investigated. He boldly told us repeatedly that nothing that he is doing, that the government did not have an interest or something, like the government sponsored. So who do you really want to now question him or arrest him? Me? No, maybe, what do you call it? Maybe the likes of Aregbe Mungo Baba Kabiru. Maybe they can succeed. It was in Oshogbo Abi, what do you call it, in Oshun today, to further their, mobilization for ADC, and then giving thiefnubu the kind of like, deadline, like your days are numbered. Oh Lord, Tinubu alo walai afibole, APC alo walai ofibole. Aregbe niyan o.
APC alo walai afibole, APC alo walai afibole. Ẹgbẹ́ tí yóò wúlò, ojú ọlọ́mọ pé tó ń fi nípa wá, tó ń fi àrùn jẹ wá. APC alo walai afibole, APC alo walai afibole, APC alo walai afibole. Ẹgbẹ́ tí yóò wúlò, tó ń fi wà lọ́mọ pé tó ń fi nípa wá, tó ń fi àrùn jẹ wá. APC alo walai afibole. A ti ń ṣe ìforúkọ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ náà, ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ jọ ẹmu lọ́kùn kíkó ẹ̀dẹ̀ kèrè sọ́kọ̀. Wọ́n sì ń ṣe ìforúkọ ẹ̀dẹ̀ fún ìbò. Ẹjọ́ orúkọ sílẹ̀ fún ìbò kèrè sọ́kọ̀ gbé wa. Mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ láti sọ̀rọ̀ wípé táwọn ta wà ń bíbá ẹ̀ tá a bá pín wípé ẹnìkan.
Yes, you are a short man. But I know one thing. No matter how short you are, you get out, you will see the sky. Yes?
Confucius. Iragbiji, Albert Einstein. I'm just saying. So yeah, that's Aregbe Mungo Baba Kabiru. There was another clip of him addressing his supporters. This was like 2 days ago. Working seriously to ensure that thiefnubu won't do this to you till 2031. I know it's pretty much clownish anyway, but I mean, they are trying.
mọ̀ sí wípé wọn kájú ẹ̀. Gbogbo nǹkan tí ìjọba fi ń ṣe ìjọba kò mà ṣe é ṣe lọ́dọ̀ tí wọn o. Ṣé oúnjẹ ṣe é rà mọ́ sí yìí? Egbògi òyìnbó ń kọ́ só ṣe é rà. Owó òwe ọmọ ń kọ́ só ṣe é ṣe. Ìfàyàbalẹ̀ ń kọ́ sí ètò ààbò tí ètò ààbò múná lóko. Kí ló ṣe èyí ṣe?
Orí kankan sí.
Nígbà tí èèyàn ń ṣèjọba tí gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ olúkúlùkù fún lórí tó lè ṣe sọ pé òun wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ǹjẹ́ pé ká gbèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn pé kí láká yìí wà lára níṣà. ADC jáde láti rí wípé àgbẹ̀tò máa padà sọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Ẹ̀kọ́ tó ń sọ pé àlá fẹ́ gbà fúnra wa o. A fẹ́ dá ìjọba síbi tó ti yẹ ọ̀dọ́ dání ọ̀pá lókè. A fẹ́ dá ìjọba padà sọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Ara àdúrà torí àdúrà rẹ̀ àkọ́kọ́ fi ẹ̀dá yìí. Àdúrà tí máa fi ojúmọ́ ní pé Ọlọ́run gba àkóso ìjọba orílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà kó o lè gbé ìjọba tiẹ̀ dìde. Kí ni mo sọ o? Olúwa Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí ni gba àkóso ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà kó o ṣe kí ni kó o gbé ìjọba tiẹ̀ dìde. Ẹ fi kún àdúrà yìí. Lẹ́yìn tó bá fi ọkọ̀ ayé tán, ẹ máa sọ fọ́lọ́ yìí pé ìfẹ́ inú wa, ìfẹ́ inú àwa tí orí ń ta, tí a jẹ ní pé kí Ọlọ́run fún ara ẹ̀ kó gba àkóso ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Kó ṣe kí ni o kó gbé ìjọba tiẹ̀ torí àwọn ọ̀kọ́jú àdúgbò àgbẹ̀ yìí o ọ̀kọ́jú ọ̀dẹ̀ kò sí dáadáa kí ló fún wa ọ̀kọ́jú ọ̀dẹ̀ sí dáadáa àwọn ọmọ ọ̀kọ́ká àgbọ̀dọ̀ ọ̀kọ́jú àláyé lábùgbò ìbò kò wá ń ṣe òkè nìkan láti ìsàlẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ láti January kọjá February láti February máa ní local government máa ṣe mọ́ lọ́sùn ṣe nínú ìtàn ìṣèjọba.
Gbẹ̀mùgbò bàbá Kàbírù ẹ gbọ́ lọ́hùn tóbi Kọ́sọ́lọ́hùn ní sùúrù gan. God is patient. Yeah, that's what they say, that if God should be given the mark of sins, who among you can wait? Tí Ọlọ́run bá ń sàmì ẹ̀ṣẹ̀, ìjẹta ni ó lè dúró bí, you know? Aregbemugo bàbá Kàbírù. That man that you watched now is a former governor of Osun State. And in my lifetime, when I was younger, for those of you who know Pasuma Alabi, there was this song, it was a bit famous then, right? It was like, Adiye Abuja Labaika, Elikoko Lejeton. Yeni Bowo Tumbe Labuja Labaika, Onikoko Lenoton. It was referring to the kind of money, government money, you know, when you remember how much money these looters have stolen from Nigeria. Every one of them is like stealing these billions and billions. It never finished. So there is that impression that government money never really finishes until Aregbemugu Baba Kabiru became the governor of Osun State. The state entered bankruptcy due to borrowing and borrowings and borrowings and borrowings. It got to a stage that when other states are collecting 2 billion, 3 billion allocation every month, now 500 naira they send to Osun State. A whole state, 500 naira. Sometimes 1,000. It was that bad though. Don't laugh. It's true. Osun became bankrupt. Aregbemugu Baba Kabiru now introduced different stages of salaries. Some they collect half salary, others they collect a quarter salary, others are collecting their full salary. You get that now? He introduced that to Osun State. And he ran that same process for years. until he left power. Then he got rewarded with a position of Minister of Interior. That many people actually said Aregbe Mugubaba Kabiru is only working on the days to announce public holidays. He's got nothing else to show for it. And it was with Ebokuwari when they destroyed Nigeria. 2.5 years after, Aregbe Mugbo want to save us from thiefnubu. The irony. They'll say, man, this joke, people like say this joke write itself. Oh. Some jokes actually write themselves. I think Aregbe is one of these characters. They have to tell you how much of a failed state Nigeria has become in the last 10 years of APC. That it has become so bad that even you that wanted thiefnubu, hit him, and APC gone. When you now look to the other side, you see the characters who are angling to take over. And you realize that, man, like we are. Have you ever felt like that? And then you just lose interest completely, like, oh, so that's where Shore comes in. Shore will now be the one to lead us into a revolution that will scatter everything, and we can possibly start afresh without these rogues. But that is yet to be seen. Right? So the people of Owuru, right, they have been in the news for the past few months when the Oba of Owuru decided to take people's lands. First, he told them that they should all renovate their houses. He wanted a kind of particular type of houses in his his kingdom. So some of the homeowners renovated their homes to what this Oba proposed. A few months after that, he brought bulldozers in the middle of the night and they started demolishing people's homes. And they've been in the news since then. So Lagos State government said they were not aware that it wasn't them. How could this be going on in your state, Mr. Governor, that it's not possible. You are aware, you just pretended not to be interested. And that's sad. Some of these guys are also APC people who keeps you in power. They didn't build on any water channel. It's just about land grabbing, people grabbing their land, stealing their lands from them. It happened. It is happening all over the place, by the way. So they went to court. They protested. They brought in police to shoot at them. They shot at some of them, injured. Some of, like, a few of them have died as well from the shock. A lot of them, including children, right, have become homeless, all trapped within that space. But they are not done. From yesterday, right, they have started using a different technique to go after them again, right? So this time, they started setting fire on their properties, like they are burning their homes. In Lagos, government officials are setting fires on people's homes because they wanted them away so that they could demolish the land, right? And then sell the land. In fact, they have already started advertising the land for sale as we speak. So how could this be happening? It was said that there is a court injunction that all actions should be altered until determination of a case in court. Now, they are not listening to their own courts. But they were burning people's homes before they now demolish. Meanwhile, while they were burning homes, police were shooting at the people to chase them away. This is Nigeria.
Okay. You went to school before?
Yeah, no, but she's the only one.
This is your sister?
Yeah.
She went to school?
Yeah.
Before they consulted you from school, they've already burned your house. What are your parents now? Where are they? They burn everything. They just come in for work. They come in for work. They burn everything now. Who do? Hey, Nigeria, you can come and see what is happening now, right now at Oworoshoki. The police and Madawo, they are burning house now, right now. They were calling they were burning everybody's house now at Oworoshoki. They are burning everything down. The Madawo and the police with Oba of Oworoshoki. You can see these students now, they are at school right now. They've just come and called them. They've burned out their house. Nothing. You can see this one is only with a uniform. There's nothing with him again. Nigerian people, you can see what is happening now, right now. But they told us that the government have already stopped this, but they've not stopped it. You can see what Oba Oworo is doing right now. The Olo of Oworo, Sali Babatunde, is in with his thug and all those rest people. With the governors, everything, you can see what they happen. They've already over 3 weeks now, they've arrested some people, but they refuse to release them because of all this evil work they were performing. You can see what is happening now. Thank you. You will get more later.
It's unreal. And in that same Lagos state as well, I mean, I don't know. In that same Lagos state, yeah, you also have this VIO versus a driver. I think this is a common thing, like a common place also in Lagos, as they always say. If you don't have any crazy, if you don't have enough madness, if you don't have enough madness, please don't live in Lagos. This is Lagos.
Doing, they block the road, causing traffic for people because they want to attack one vehicle, using something to hit him. See what our officers have come to. See them. They've even destroyed this truck. See.
Listen.
Is this Nigerian authority? See what you are doing. See what you are doing. What did they do? Did he steal? Did he steal? Did he steal something? Did he steal something? What
And if you find out, right, it could just be because of bribe. The guy refused to pay bribe, and they wanted to show him. Did you see the rage? When I say we're the mad people, you get me now. And sometimes you see some of them, they will dress normal. More normal. Now, look at that aggression. All of them, on remote, a complex, all of them did on something, right? In uniform. They wanted to strip the truck. Like, okay, hang on. What could the driver have done that got these VIO government officials so angry that they are using their own hands, bare hands, as tools to strip a truck in the middle of the road? Now, take out your bonnet. tell your tire, tell your cord, tell your tank. How are you going to move the truck away from that place? If VIO's job is to ensure that good cars are on the road and easy flow of traffic, then what did the guy say to them? That they were using their tools. So you see how they opened the bonnet? You better say, well, come out the radiator, remove every wire, jag, everything. Like, what kind of anger would get into government officials that they want to use bare hands to strip a truck? What are we doing? Oga, sorry, sir. Why did you say we should remove the tank? So I don't know. I just thought we should remove the tank. We have removed the bonnet. We have removed the engine. Okay, why did we remove the engine of this truck in the middle of the road? I don't know. Yes, I can't. Let's put the engine back because I don't know. This is the kind of mad people with God knows different demons they are fighting. Those of them who have their frustration coming from being poorly paid. That's another thing. These guys work for government. They are paid very poorly. But yet, they do not have that self-esteem to confront their employers and say, we deserve a better welfare, we deserve better pay. But rather, it is the frustration they will take on you. They will take out the frustration on you. I was going to Ibadan when I went to Nigeria the last time, right? And then we got to this, they're always doing this, their road check. Ijabo day to Ibadan, that back road. So then we got to that spot and they checked us. The guy I think the moment he opened we went down the window, he automatically felt like there's somebody inside that is probably not from here. And that was me. So he just spoke straight to me directly and said, I should give them something. Right? And I asked somebody to give them, I think 500 naira or 1,000 naira. I can't remember actually, right? So they got paid. Then, as we were leaving, I think I heard maybe, something like, why did you shoot? Why did you shoot? She understand, why did you have to shoot? And he was like, I don't know, I just thought I should shoot. It's like, everyone will live by to your law. You know the way they always do their roadblocks now, right? You get one that will slow you down from that far. Then you see the roadblock here. Then after the roadblock, you have another one that will be in the front in case if you didn't pay them, if you fail to pay them, so that one can shoot you. But this one was just like, I was wondering, then we just passed him and then they were like, bah! And in my head, I was like, why do she shooting? If you ask him now, because I don't know, God feel like making your money. Police come, grab all of you. Yeah, everybody here, yeah. And then the next, everybody don't enter down for. Police have arrested us. So, then another madman who is drunk, sitting there, just feel like, and I said, why? Why are you shooting? I just want them to know that. Know what? Olopa, madman. So their frustration is mostly meted or kind of like taken out on you. The treatment that's, the same way you are frustrated with the criminals, with the whole country, with the economy, with all these things, you are frustrated. They are frustrated too. But you are not going outside and biting people. They say, why did you bite him in Africa? Why do you engage here? I don't know. I feel like we can engage any. Sir, wala ti deba you Africa wala. Bros, what's happen? You are not doing that. It is similar to these people who are advocating for the Fulani terrorists. When they say, the Fulani terrorists need education, Fulani terrorists need kinika and the rest of that because government abandoned them. I say, you know what's in my eye see. If you call an average Nigerian to tell you their own story, Baba, we they use suffering do competition. You know what I'm talking about? Let me give you an example. When everybody sort of like have a chance to talk about their growing up, say, Omo, I'll tell you what I see when I grow up. I only have just one uniform. I get one short knicker and then one khaki like that. And then my sofa. And you get your own sofa. That's where you talk to no you. Now when you grow up, you sabi yourself. So the next thing, that one could just be like, look at this one. You know, sofa reach me. Say, how do you know? Like, we are not doing competition, bro. I'm just telling you, that one they call suffering. Go, if I tell you my own suffering, from that same conversation, another person will join. I say, that one will be like, look at these two. If they combine your own suffering together, add that one too. Olowo, okay, add Olowo suffering, Olowo more. Labors, add all of you watching me, your suffering in life, you know, reach half of which me I don't suffer. Say, Alaye, calm down. Why the suffering? Why the competition by? Just so you know that everybody has a tale or story of one tough time while growing up. None of us dreamed of, you know what? We are called the bandits. None of us go buy guns, you know. So if anybody comes around and say, oh, the Fulani terrorists, they abandoned, they need school, they need... Baba, now all of us say abandoned. We are orphanage. If you reason and well, no be so that they look the way they are treating you in Nigeria is not how to treat citizens. Go reason now. You will be more right. So the point I am making here is that with the way Nigeria has treated all of us, right? The only people that deserves to get our rage should be those who orchestrated this whole thing. Sure, you get me now? So fair enough. Maybe we'll get there over time. However, I think we should call it a night because my next story may ruin your evening. It's about a woman who was practicing lesbianism with her own children. It was that bad that she assaulted her own children with a sex toy meant for adults. You can think of what I'm saying. So maybe I shouldn't say it. Let's just go to bed. All right. So thank you very much for your time. And yeah, remember, you have done me a great deal of favor, especially this last 1-2 months, right? When I have encouraged us to like the broadcast, like it. It's the least you can do. Like the broadcast, it helps the video to get recommended, especially on YouTube. Therefore, most of you will be able to actually really get notifications when my ego is on, okay? So share it as well. Join me another time, which is going to be another interesting evening. Until then, stay safe and good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfather
lẹ́nu. Máyégún dáyàrí náà yìí bí nọ́mbà wá. Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó. Máyégún dáyàrí náà yìí bí nọ́mbà wá. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Presidency bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́. Ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bóyá. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n
ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.